Hello, and welcome to Rolling Escapades, Season 2, Episode 10, Part 1, the series in which 9 dudes get together, play Dungeons & Dragons, have fun, and put it on the internet.
We're professionals.
Yep, the Errant Guard run errands, secrets abound, and the plant life is openly hostile. We are sponsored by Destai, as always, also maker of chainmail and macrame goodness, such as keyrings, dice bags, other forms of accessories and jewellery. Links are in the description. Go click, that's the chainmail side, and macrame is coloured paracord to make awesome, pretty accessory type things. Description, click links, go search, buy, enjoy. You'll also in the description find links to the artist Christopher Rolls, his Facebook page where you can get commissions because he's done all the awesome character art for us for this campaign, and you can find links to his DM's Guild products such as Izzy's slightly used airships. There's a link to Patreon. Go be a patron for us because we're awesome, and why wouldn't you want to be? And you can get like early video access and talk to us in Discord and shit like that. There's Discord is still being sort of built. Actually, to be fair, I'm actually adding more channels in again, but you know, it's there. It's fun. Come say hey. And then go check out social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, twitch.tv/FURN Gaming, FURNgaming.podbean.com, FURNcast on iTunes, all of the things. They're in all of the places and all of the stuff, and have fun, enjoy. Anyone else something to say, add, put in, I don't know. Apparently I'm just being a thesaurus today, but...
Thesaurus.
Yeah, I know, whatever.
The flubs begun.
Yeah. I was falling asleep at 4 o'clock, so this is going to go spectacularly.
Yeah, that's what they call Friday.
I was awake at 4 o'clock. I
Oh,
don't even
very
been up for a
awake.
couple of hours at 4 o'clock.
Errant Guard, you are currently without a mission, so you have decided you're going to spend some time travelling to, exploring and enjoying the town of the Skylock family, situated on the Turquoise Lagoon. After spending some time within Jofriem running various errands, some people doing them secretly, some people not, you began your journey. En route, you encountered a field full of violets. Pa and Shamshir noticed that the flowers were wildly out of season, and Shade noticed that the flowers were moving independently of the wind. However, before any of them were able to respond, the flowers began to attack them. Initially, the attacks on the flowers were not much of a problem. The only severe thing that happened was Throndrake getting swallowed by one of the big shambling mound. But that was quick. The man flowers were quickly dispatched, and the shambling mound followed not long after.
I only had 58 rounds of air left.
Oh no.
You're in such trouble.
I know.
You're in dire need of
Really lost you.
The thing that started to prove problematic was the mage who appeared and unleashed a fireball whilst invisible.
Ow.
Torched a couple of horses. Fortunately, you have spares.
Thank goodness for that.
And claiming that the flowers were her doing. You quickly brought her down, wanted to question her about what was happening. She proved to be unwilling to talk and constantly attempted to escape, so you have knocked her out again. She's currently just bound and gagged and being dragged along behind you. Investigating the area, you found an unconscious Treant out in the field and sort of realised that he's under some sort of curse or spell or something that's preventing him from waking up. Some of you were owed by the Treant, some of you were burning your way through the flowers.
I stopped that when we found it was a Treant.
Yeah, that's fair. Cool. So there's a little bit of flower gap, which
I got about halfway, I think you said.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And the flowers are still hostile to anyone walking across them.
Excellent.
So some of you are at Tree. Who was at Tree?
Tree.
Yeah.
I don't know who else.
I think I was at the tree as well.
Yeah, I think it was, you 3 and Elderan, and the other 4 were either on the path or through
you
the
were on
burnt
the path
flower
of burning
path.
things. Because
Yeah.
you were
I
on
was
like half an
burning
HP.
things. I was
so-
burning through.
Yes, I have 12 health.
Yeah. So do I. Oh, nice.
Bibles do that here.
And you got some healing though, so you were actually worse off.
Yes. I'd like to cast a spell.
Okay, you successfully cast your spell.
Mage armor.
Who's
Okay.
who's looking after the captive at the moment?
Oh well.
Cool.
How do we only
floor.
tie our hands?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
She's
her
bound,
hands are bound
gagged,
and she's
everything.
gagged as well.
We're missing a
That's
finger as
what
well.
Tighten her legs.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
But
Yeah, is
Even more
she not
security.
unconscious?
Oh,
Yeah, she's unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still,
cool. Just
you don't leave prisoners unguarded.
yeah, I'll look after her.
Do I have to roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Just every time you cast a spell.
Four.
Oh, sad faces.
I thought you were about to kill yourself.
Yeah, drop another 5 off the top of it.
Oh, yeah,
you
I
get rid
got
of the
that one
flowers.
before. It's great refresh.
True. You would get rid of a lot of flowers, yeah.
Yeah, they've got quite nice.
You might add some more horse
application
steps to the
for
pile,
their errands.
to the pile though.
Were we walking?
Yeah.
Because that's
Right,
the case.
yeah,
If we have
roll on the
to,
side.
Pace back.
if we have to take the woman to one of a town of some sort, we're actually going to be late for the birthday.
I've missed everything.
And we take all
How
of
long
it
have we
with us.
got? How many days we got?
You are arriving
A day early.
as you go. You're going to arrive about a day early, or well, you're going to
The day
arrive
before.
about like 4 o'clock on the day before, so on the 5th of Mupassis.
Well, we've got about like 7 days of travel.
Yeah.
10 days.
No,
It's a
we've
week.
already
done 7
Oh, from
days
now.
left.
Yeah.
From now we've got.
That's annoying. I thought we had more time.
No, I mean you could. You know, you've essentially got until midnight on the 5th of Mupassis to get there. Like you only need 8 hours of sleep. Hell, you could really feasibly you could arrive at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So you do have time for some mild diversions, as it were.
Alright.
What's the hold up with the tree?
Can you wake it up?
Let me try something. I'll do lay on hands and try and cure a poison.
Cool. How many lay on hands are you using? How many points?
It's 5 per
5.
use, isn't it?
It's
Flat.
5 per use. It's
Yeah.
a flat fee.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
asking. Okay. So you.
Yeah, mine's just unnatural. Their API's having a fun.
Where?
We're having
D&D
consist-
Beyond's
Yeah.
API is having a bit of a funny 5.
Hey,
Awesome.
tech issues is not our fault for once.
Yeah.
You just have to refresh it and you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
That's all it is.
Okay. So wind's picked up a bit.
Yes.
So you reach down and put your hands onto the Treant. Spend a couple of moments to channel the divine energy through your hands and push it into him to try and drive out any poisons. You make a medicine check for me.
A medicine
Didn't I
check.
do one of these last time?
This is for a different thing.
Cool. Oh, that's a shame. That's 3.
dear.
Duke makes that 4.
Looks like 4. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you feel the energy channeling, and you can feel the effects of something akin to a poison, not quite a poison in itself, and you are able to flush whatever it is inside the Treant system out of its system. You watch as sort of out of the bark of its flesh, this very dark vapor sort of pulls out and dissipates across the air. And then the Treant's eyes shoot open. And it sort of just looks up at you all. Or the four of you that are there.
I kind of ready my axe.
Yeah, I'm shield out in front of me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, I knock the axe.
Can I make a check to see if I recognise the dark vapour being a shady person?
No, he's the shady person.
Sure. Is there anything particular you want to try and check what it is, or just
Arcana, I suppose.
go for it? Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Yeah, it's not worth mentioning. 12.
12.
No, just dark
well, I mean-
shadiness.
When you first got here, you were able to ascertain that it was under some sort of spell or curse or something similar to that. You get the sense that essentially what's happened is that when Elderan forced out the poison, because it wasn't technically a poison, it was some sort of binding spell ritual, but it had a similar properties to poison. So all he's done is force out the spell into a physical form, and then it's dissipated because it had nothing to take effect on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fancy.
The Treant slowly sits up with the sounds of creaking wood. Puts its arms on the ground to help stand upright, and obviously it was big when it was on the floor, when it was lying down. It already looked big.
Just so you know, when it's getting up, I start walking back to the path, so I'm a bit further out of range.
Okay.
And away from the big pile of smoking flowers.
That too.
Are the flowers attacking the Treant as he's?
He's in
Yeah.
the.
It was a clearing.
He's in a clearing.
Oh, he's in a
which is-
clearing.
Yeah,
We're
which is
in
where
a
all
circle.
you guys are.
That's
Or
right.
violet circle.
Yes. Which yes, it was big when it was lying down. Like it was it's
Tree,
a good
bruh.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good like sort of 20 or so feet long. But when it stands up and you've got this face looking down on you,
Big tree.
you get a whole other sense of smallness.
It's a tree,
Even
bruh.
dwarves.
Just to remind you, this is a jacaranda tree, so it's a cherry blossom tree. Quite cool. It stands up, stretches for a moment. You can hear wood and bark stretching and creaking, as is wont to do when it moves around a lot. Before the Treant crouches, so it's slightly closer to your eye line, but not much closer because it can't really get to your eye line.
Lay down on its knees.
Yeah.
Elbows front. Hey guys. Thanks.
And it looks down, and it says, "Greetings.
Is there any fucking soup nearby?
My name is Viola. Thank you. Who helped wake me?
That one.
Yes.
I thank you very, very much. That was a powerful spell that Pluviana's played on me.
What was that?
Pluviana."
Is that her then?
He stands
I
up.
gesture towards
Looks,
like
yeah, the
the
direction.
general direction.
Looks.
Looks at like me sitting on top of this other person.
Yes. Yes.
What's his name? Sorry. Just
Viola.
Thank you.
It.
It's
It's
What of the dryads that were here?
What dryads?
Tree humanoid creatures.
You would be the first tree humanoid that talks I've ever come across.
yes. We've seen no others.
How many dryads were there?
There were 4.
Oh.
Are they dangerous?
Not normally.
I think they might be gone.
Oh, as in they left.
No,
Is
they're
it more
dead.
permanent?
Oh,
I'm afraid
Oh.
to say. Sorry.
that's a shame. They were nice dryads.
What's a dryad?
All we've seen is flower things.
They're a bit bitey.
Where they're like, if you apart from the violets, these violets are not natural. Were they like humanoid plants?
Yes. And then a
Well,
walking hill.
That's a shambling mound. I wasn't here to begin with. The walking humanoid plants, those were dryads.
Okay. The more you know.
Yes.
They attacked us.
They must have been caught up in Pluviana's corruption.
I mean, they were covered in these unnatural violets.
That is a shame.
How did you come to meet Pluviana?
Oh, she was a druid once.
how well can we hear this from Wait,
I
because
mean-
I imagine the tree's kind of loud.
Yeah. You guys, like from where, even if you're on the path, you may not hear it like
might not get
completely
their part of the
clear.
conversation.
Yeah,
Alright.
but yeah, it's low enough and loud enough that you're gonna hear the rumbles of sound. Yeah,
Okay.
enough
Say
you
it's
could.
looking our way.
And
Right?
you hear enough that you can fill in the gaps of the conversation, if nothing else.
Plus, I can lip read.
That also helps. Yeah.
Is there anything?
Little lip reading a tree.
Yeah, I can like
Mouth,
that.
big lips.
It does have a mouth.
Mm.
I'm guessing.
Is there anything we can do about these violets?
Well, are any of you druids? No, you don't look like druids.
We've got 2 sorcerers.
Well, I mean, she's a druid. We could-
She's no
She's
longer,
not going to cooperate.
She's no longer a druid. She's now a.
She didn't fight like a druid.
Yes, she's more akin to a wizard now.
How does one stop becoming a druid?
You turn on your circle and leave. Not that she believes she turned, she believes she cleansed her circle of evil creatures. But,
Oh, so she's slightly deranged. Then.
yes.
When you say cleansed, I know the meaning of that word to mean no survivors.
Oh, she killed 2 women, a partnership that she disagreed with.
Okay, so there's still that circle still exists?
Yes. Yes. Actually, I think that they should be relatively close by. Is she dead?
No, she's unconscious. We tried talking to her, she tried casting a spell, she wouldn't cooperate, we knocked her out again.
I shout out to him. Do you want her dead?
No.
Perhaps it
no.
would be best if you took her to the rest of the circle for punishment.
Yes, that was my thoughts.
She's bound and gagged, so she won't be able to do anything.
Fair enough. Would that be something that you would be able to do? Would be to travel there, so I can keep a watch here and make sure no one falls prey to the violence.
How long would that take?
It's maybe half a day there, half a day back.
Which direction?
It's in northeast.
Can we swing that?
Northeast is roughly the
Which
direction
is
you want
probably
to
the
travel in.
direction we're going in.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah, that could work.
That's
It's pretty much
really,
on the
really
way.
convenient in a strange way.
Almost like the DM did it on purpose.
Yeah, funny that.
Almost. The fact that it's not like directly southwest is just shocking.
He's in the cliff directly southwest.
Pretty much.
The cleft isn't southwest, the cleft's northwest. North and northwest.
I thought we'd got past it by now.
No.
Okay.
You haven't hit that yet.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, you still got a while before you even get to the tip of it.
Alright.
Yes, if you, I mean, if you are unable to, I can do it myself. I would just rather.
No, I think
Stay
you're
here.
better here, minding the
Yes, and
plants.
I
Something
can,
we can't do,
I can mourn my friends.
and that.
What is so we can go in prepared of knowing, being able to say the right things. What was the name of this circle of druids?
The only thing you need is the leader is Thaya.
Thank you.
Yes, human female Thaya. And say when you are here to speak to Thaya. Viola has sent you, and you come with Lavinia to deliver her to the justice of the druids.
That we can do. That we can do.
We can do.
And
Quick question. I have a little knowledge of druids.
Mhm.
What is the head of a druid circle called?
archdruid.
Archdruid.
Yeah, as a general rule, they call
Yeah.
it archdruid.
Cool. Is that the archdruid of that circle?
Yes, yes,
Cool.
Thaya. Thaya. Yeah, Thaya.
Yeah.
It's Thaya. I did get it right.
I walk down a bit closer so I can actually talk without screaming and ask, now that you've been removed from that circle, will the spell she claimed was going to be covering the continent be stopped?
No, that was not bound to me. That was her cast. That was going to be the second thing I asked you. Was whether you could find a way of removing it.
You were going to ask.
I can do what I can. I can do a lot to contain it within this meadow and to keep travelers from passing through it. But
Oh, so this, a gesture to the plants,
Yeah.
is what she was referring to.
yes, the
Hmm.
violets themselves.
Yes, violets don't normally, bite at your feet. when
Yeah,
you walk past them.
no, I thought she was going to do something
Well, whilst-
even worse.
Whilst I don't think anyone in our party could potentially do anything to stop the corruption, maybe this archdruid?
Maybe. At least they could give us some advice.
It'd be worth a punt asking.
Yes, they may well know. I imagine a cleansing spell will do the job, but I will leave that for you to work out. Whether you can convince her to leave her circle is a different matter entirely.
If not, we'll find out on the way.
Yes, and if you are able to find a way, come back and talk to me. I will provide you with a charm of sorts.
So where exactly are the druids? 'Cause
That way, direction.
So he's just told us generally in that direction.
Yeah,
Any
they're
signs
inside-
that we know whether nearby?
They're inside the forest.
Of course they are.
Obviously.
Druids.
Yeah. Specifically, he'll give you a charm of Melora.
Of
Melora, the goddess of the wilderness and the seas. The nature goddess.
how long will you stay here? In case we have to continue on our travels and
I will remain until the flowers have been removed,
very good.
and I will ensure no one else falls prey to them. And I will hope that I will not fall prey to them. I feel that unlikely, as Lavinia kept me in a suspended state.
And towards that end, is there anything we can provide?
No, I can get my nourishment from the ground as I need it.
Most excellent. Well, we have a ride ahead of us.
We do. Let's go saddle up.
Anyone need carrying? That was out carried. Anyone
Well-
want to get their ankles cut off?
I'll just start walking back through.
As you guys are walking, unless you dodge it, Viola just grabs you, just grabs the four of you, and just walks you over, and drops you down. Just like,
I'm not used to being carried. I'm normally far too heavy. This is very strange.
I mean, if you could prefer, you could just pump running kick you straight.
No! No! I was just going to walk back.
Dwarf.
I'm sure the Treant knows not to toss a dwarf. I do see his little quest though being one of those things where we get to the end and we go, oh fuck him, yeah. He's still standing there like,
tree, god damn it.
I've taken root now.
We've just got some birds. Friends.
he's just like sitting there waiting.
Okay. So, you guys are riding out towards the Druid Circle
With
Yes.
her
with Lavinia, yeah. I assume she's thrown over the back of someone's horse.
Yes.
front of
Cool.
someone's horse.
Whatever.
Yeah.
However you want to do it.
No, I have the bag
could
and I'll
drag
make
her
sure he's one of the
forward,
people that
right?
rides at the front, so there's an eye on her at all
that,
times.
that works.
Someone gets to
Just have her
score
drag
horse
along.
bum. All that.
Do a small sled.
Okay. So at some point she probably wakes up and I imagine someone slaps her and she goes back unconscious again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just ride up alongside on the horse.
She's on my horse, she'll
I
change.
was
then
saying, she's
slow
on my
up
horse.
again.
Oh good, you're awake. Whack!
Oh. Wakey, wakey, good night.
And then she wakes up in the back of a cart.
Yes, exactly.
On the way to being beheaded.
Anyway, we ride towards the forest.
You head towards the forest, yeah.
Since we kidnapped a woman.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
After we'd stripped her of various possessions.
And tied her up very securely.
Yeah.
I'm worried how good you are with rope.
I'm just a rat.
So yeah, you do have to go slightly out of your
Yeah.
way. is the northeast, but it's sort of the point you end up wanting to turn north is when you have to keep going.
But yeah, I'm guessing the trail doesn't go through the Druid circle.
It's fair.
Just passing by, don't mind us. Here's crazy lady, by the way. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, I'm
Okay.
sure I know it's going to go, but yeah, it's better, isn't it?
So,
Your problem now.
Fire.
yes. So you make your way up towards the forest.
Can we like short rest while?
So, yeah, can we? I was about to say exactly the same thing.
Sure, you guys. It's a long enough journey. You could short rest on your horses. Yes.
Cool.
Oh, that's amazing. I get key points back, don't
How are we doing hit die?
As many as you
Oh,
need.
I? I don't even have to use hit dice.
I'm playing my flute. Everyone gets 2 hit points. Yay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So
If you use- if you-
I'm
if you
going
use-
to use.
I'm not using
It's
I
not a
don't need to.
d12.
I'm going to
I
use
wish it
3.
was a d12.
Good luck with that one.
That was awful. I got 8.
Oh, mine is 6 plus 3.
Plus 2.
Oh yeah, plus the con. I forgot. I always forget about that. So 8 plus 3, which is.
Well, that's 10. Because that's that. Plus is 2. So
Alright,
add
plus
your 10.
9, so 19.
3.
Much better.
Oh, yeah, plus 3.
8
Ah, plus 3, yeah.
That's nice. Sweet.
I can live with that. It's not huge. It's not perfect, but I'm a lot less close to what.
Paul, you had the helm, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a dread helm. It's a common magic item. You put it on and makes your eyes glow red. That is literally the only thing it does.
I like it.
It's
Like,
like,
magic gun.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to swap out helmets depending on the situation. So like, going into the Druid circle, I'll probably have the normal helmet on.
And then you guys con as well.
and going into water, intimidate them, you have the other one on.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit.
Precisely.
Um,
I
Walking
want
to
to
kids'
scare
birthday
someone.
party differently.
That's
What?
pretty
Like,
good.
you have the
Right.
cloak.
I
The
think
cloak.
I took
Go on,
the
pick it
cloak.
up.
I picked it up at least.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I remember you snatching it.
Okay.
It was red and shiny. I think.
Yes, it's called a Cape of the Mountebank. Mountebank, rather.
Sweet.
Smells familiar of brimstone. Whilst wearing it, you can use it to cast a dimension door spell as an action.
Nice.
Can only be used once per day. When you disappear, you leave behind a cloud of smoke, and you appear in a similar cloud of smoke at your destination. The smoke lightly obscures the space you left and the space you appear in, and it dissipates at the end of your next turn.
That's pretty good.
That's cool.
A light or stronger wind disperses the smoke.
Is it only
goes
one
bam.
person, or is it like normal dimension door where you can take someone else?
It's normal dimension door. It's just
Oh,
you
cool.
can cast a dimension door spell.
Oh right, okay.
So you can take someone with him.
And it's
It's
not.
like he just walks into battle.
So wait,
Bye.
how often can you cast that?
Once per day.
Hmm.
Well, actually, once per dawn, which means if you're on a plane, if you go to a place that has different length days, you can use it less often.
Or more often.
Or more often, yeah.
Time.
Unnatural plane. Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yes,
Oh,
if-
right,
if-
well,
if-
nothing
yeah.
happens.
If you go to a plane that doesn't have a sun,
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Shadow
You
roll.
get-
No,
you get to use it
for
once.
you.
Or,
Yeah.
or it just doesn't have any kind of. It's like
It has no chance.
it's like a Twilight Zone where it's just constantly in that bit, and you're like, fucking set.
you
It just sort of rotates around the sky and never quite sets.
It's not a achievement, is it?
so it's not. Because being able to cast dimension door isn't that strong.
Yeah.
It's just handy. Nice.
It's useful, but it's not that strong. Okay, so you are outside the forest. There's a bunch
I
of trees
knock.
in front of you. You knock. Yeah, knock on it. That's cool. When you do so,
That's certainly one way.
yeah, out from a nearby tree steps a humanoid flower, similar in shape and stature to the ones covered in violets that you recently slayed, but
Not covered
not
in
covered in
violence.
violets. And altogether looking friendlier.
Hello there.
She looks across at you, sort of cocks her head slightly sideways. Who are you?
I am Elderan Skylark. We come to see Thaya. We return to her with Pivana? Pluviana. Thank you. Whatever. I've written it down wrong. Viola centers.
Oh. Keep going.
Excellent.
They'll find you.
Cool.
She steps back into the tree.
Are we able to like bring the horses, or are we leaving them at the edge? Or?
How dense is it?
Never leave the horses.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
bad things happen. to
All the
them.
horses go to the horses.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, I had no
ride
intention
or
of getting off
ride or
horse.
walk with them is the
We're lost two.
Yeah.
Walking them through would probably be the easiest way.
Right.
It's not like overly dense, but there are lots of low-hanging branches.
How much do they weigh?
You're just going to
much
end
does a
up
horse
constantly
weigh?
getting hit in the face by tree
It's a
branches.
large
Probably
creature,
two.
so there's one on each shoulder.
Carry mine in. It doesn't have a weight on the creature. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Eh?
For some
Where?
reason I
How much
have
the
a
horse
feeling
weigh?
it's
I'm just
freaking heavy.
carrying 2 horses walking through.
No. Fuck no.
It took him a moment to process.
Processing. No.
Not fun.
Not gonna.
We get a carrying capacity, but not the actual weight of the thing.
I mean, why would you need to know the weight of a horse otherwise?
To carry one.
Because it's
Bench
D&D.
press. How many you can have?
How many times can you bench press it?
Have you looked at the back, Andrew, under all the creature stat lines?
That's what I just looked at. Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
You look
We-
up
we-
lift.
Cool. So, you guys make your way through the forest. Passing through various trees and whatnot. You do notice as you get further in, there are more trees.
Shocking.
Between 400 and 625 kilograms.
There are more jacarandas as you make your way further into the forest. The exterior of the forest is, more pines and oaks and standard, normal-looking trees, but in the centre is jacarandas. It is just jacarandas, and then you start seeing within the trees sort of little huts that have been shaped out of the bark. Rope ladders going up and down into treetops, things like that. Every now and again you see a pair of eyes sort of looking at you, either out of a building or out of a large pair of eyes looking at you from a tree, similar to Viola's eyes.
I think we might be in the right place.
That's fair. You continue going, no one approaches you, and then out of a tree, as you're walking through, nearing what you estimate to be somewhere near the centre of the forest, the same creature that you saw outside just steps again out of the tree into your presence.
So I said creature. Do we not know where it is?
It's a try.
It's a dryad. Yeah. You know what a dryad is now.
Yeah.
Good.
And she says, Thaya is just waiting over there for you. Keep going.
Oh, thank you. Keep going.
That's one hell of a party trick.
And she steps back into the tree.
Druids. Keep going.
Yeah.
Little to zero experience with druids.
So you step forward,
You
and
will.
you come into a circular clearing. There are around the edges very, very large trees shaped into. They're large enough that there are buildings sort of formed out of the roots of the tree, not just the bark and the branches. They are big, big trees. The clearing is mostly empty. There is a small sort of section that's of the clearing that's where you can clearly see they have fire lit from time to time. It's not currently lit. There is a big pile of wood prepared. There is over at the far end of the clearing away from you, there is a ring of mushrooms, just a circular ring of red mushrooms with white spots. And sort of sitting in the middle of the clearing, not doing anything, is a female human who's wearing very simple brown clothing, carrying a staff. who's just sort of sitting there, watching you as you walk towards her. Around her, she has small little wooden cups. She is drinking from one. There's a small wooden jug sort of set on a tree stump in front of her, and she's just sipping from it as she watches you guys approach.
I pick up the unconscious body off the horse, carry it to her, and place it down in front, and then sit down with her.
Cool.
Sit down.
Cool. Is everyone joining? Sitting down?
Dismount from the
Might
horse.
as well.
and
Can I ask you a
stand.
question? How many huts and things did we pass on the way in here?
Make a perception check.
15.
15. So maybe as you made your way in, maybe like 15, 20 or so. And then looking around the clearing, there's another maybe like 20, 25 here.
Okay, so it's probably a couple of hundred huts.
Something like that, yeah.
It's more than I was expecting a population of about 20 or 30 maybe.
Yeah.
Not a couple of hundred.
Druids, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean all the huts are occupied.
I suppose.
So Thaya, or who you assume is Thaya, sits there finishing her cup before placing it down. And, greetings, travellers. Can I offer you some honey tea?
Yes, please.
Many thanks.
Be
Yes, please.
appreciated.
She picks up the wooden jug and pours out it's a very, very thick liquid that comes out. But she pours that into each of the wooden cups before passing everyone who wants a tea a wooden mug.
Okay.
Refills her own and takes another drink.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
Take
It is very sweet, very, very sweet.
I've tasted worse.
But yeah,
I'm guessing it's like mead without the
I've
alcohol.
tasted worse things.
yeah, essentially, yeah. With it mead without the alcohol and weirdly spiced. You're not sure what it is she's used to like, because it's not just honey you're tasting. There's other stuff in it, but it's odd, pleasant, but odd.
Can I work out what it is I'm tasting other than honey?
No.
Okay. It's very rare for a straight up no to be the answer.
Yeah, that's
Secret
actually no.
Occasionally.
Would it help if you rolled before saying no?
No.
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 I didn't
See,
finish.
that makes me feel better, even if you didn't actually roll anything.
Cool.
Like, oh, I rolled a 20. No.
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to let you roll for something you can't possibly succeed at.
Just be me.
I know you blank said no to him, but what about me?
No.
No, still
No.
no? Okay.
No. Yeah. No.
Druids, yo.
Yeah, because Druid's yo.
Druid's right.
She's throwing some weird ass shit into this.
You just don't question the druids.
It's possible.
I mean, we
make
didn't
copies.
we didn't have to make a concept, so
Yeah.
Might have to
For
make
now.
yeah, might kick in
That's
later.
because we
No,
couldn't
I'll
pass
do
it.
it.
We were getting grabbed up anyway.
What are your intentions with the female?
She must stand trial. She murdered 2 of our fellow druids.
Would you need our assistance with anything, or is
No.
this?
We can handle her ourselves.
When we found her, she was in the process of casting a rather dangerous spell by the sounds of it.
Oh?
It was a field of violets that had become animated to become alive and to spread, where it formed a shambling mound and taken over 4 dryads.
And then
And she said it was going to spread across the continent.
Yeah, it developed somewhat of a taste for ankles.
Did she not say on the next rain it would spread?
Something like that.
Viola the Treant has stated to try and stop it spreading and to hold it in place. But would you have any idea of how to stop it?
I can think of some ideas, yes, but if Viola is there, I see no reason to make a move.
Viola requested assistance in ensuring the spell is prevented.
Assistance from me or assistance from you?
Well, whoever could do it, which I don't think anyone in our party can, unfortunately.
Viola discerned that we were unable.
What ideas would you have to stop it?
A cleansing spell.
Yep, that's what Viola said.
Cutting to the chase, we're requesting that you use a cleansing spell. You're the most suited to it, and it prevents the most damage to that, the natural area around it, and to Viola herself, who, for a long period of time, may be in threat herself.
And reduces any risk to you.
Not doing so now could well cause further damage later down the line.
If you need something from us to, help sway your decision, then say so.
Or what would you offer me?
It's your forest.
Listen, my forest is protected.
For now, according to where it's going to spread.
Well,
If it can spread and overrun your dryads, then is there not a chance that eventually one of them could become infested by these flowers?
potentially,
And then your forest will no longer be safe and you might not be able to protect it.
well, if one of my dryads becomes infected, I can cleanse the dryad pretty simply.
It just seems like you're looking for a way to shun the problem until it becomes something that truly affects you, when it's more of an inevitability.
Think of it as nipping it in the bud, so to speak. It's only a small area now, and it does not need attention right now. But you could do some future proofing, cleanse it now, remove it from existence. Completely final. Never have to deal with a bigger problem later on.
Yes, but you said Viola is there to protect the area now.
Clearly she doesn't care. Can we leave?
And Viola is unable
With you.
to cleanse it.
And has other things to see to.
This magic she has done, it takes the form of plants that attack people. When people are attacked by that, of all the four races, they may well blame the Druids, and they may well come looking for you with fire and aggression. Perhaps it would be best to tackle this now to avoid yourself these further problems.
That's a better argument.
Understand, we're not playing this as a threat of ourselves.
Can I have everyone who said something to her roll a persuasion check?
So clearly she doesn't care.
Fuck you!
Not you.
We're in the same boat. We're just like, for fuck's sake.
Like,
What a go.
I gave up after she beat around the bush.
And a plus
the
0
second time,
too.
you know.
for fuck's
Good
sake.
fun.
20.
20,
26.
26.
But yeah, no,
I've got +8.
Beat around Violet.
What plus 3, I think, on that.
yeah, she doesn't care.
Fuck
Not a
it.
I
problem.
don't even know any. I have one thing.
17.
17.
Yeah, I've already walked back to my horse, by the way.
That's cool.
so-
11
Enough
plus.
initiative.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Where is it? +5, so 16.
16. Okay.
Excuse me.
1.
+1.
See, this is
Persuasion.
where I was
yeah,
going to do it
pull
out of
back, right,
curiosity,
2.
but not actually wanting to
You
do
got
it.
to change your lives.
Oh, cool. So had I done it, I would have got the same. But I'm not.
Cool.
Because I don't do persuasion, I don't do
Hang
talking.
on.
No, you don't do talking.
I might as. Wait, what's your bonus?
+1.
What was your bonus?
I get -2.
Okay.
He
But I'm not
wasn't
doing
actually
it.
doing it, he was just
I'm
saying.
not doing it. I was
I'm-
just curious.
I'm going to bend luck on you.
What?
What?
So my sorcery thing allows me to spend 2 sorcery points, and I get to cause you to re-roll a d20 thing for a.
You actually add a
whatever else.
d4.
Or is it just add a
Or is, it,
D4?
or is it just add a d4?
add a
Yeah,
D4.
bad luck is at D4.
Oh shit! I thought it was re-rolling
Don't
entirely.
worry. No.
I don't want to
Damn.
You need bad luck on someone else though.
Yeah.
Give them extra.
Someone that had like, what, 20 something?
You got.
Or 17?
I had
Yeah.
26.
I
Yeah.
could just add to his 26, but I almost feel like 26
I
is
don't know,
enough
20
anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be
You
one
could
point.
push.
I mean,
What
yeah.
was yours? Yours was 12, wasn't it?
17.
Yeah,
So, yeah, sure.
because you're doing a check on.
I must have been mistaken
Yeah.
it with one of the many
I
other.
mean, if you're gonna do it,
Yeah.
give it to him, so it goes over 20, and we get 2
Yeah,
or 2
I'd
checks
give it
over
to him
20.
to push it just in case.
Okay. Do you want to add an extra d4 to your roll then?
Ooh. Cool. 21.
Nice.
Thanks.
Cool.
So that's 3 at 20.
Yeah.
It's a very persuasive
Yeah.
group at the moment.
Good job.
Surprising with a bard and 2 sorcerers.
So she
charismatic lot.
studies you and keeps sipping her honey tea.
Yeah, I don't. I'm still sipping mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
fine.
I'm bard multiclass, I'm not full bard.
Sets it down on the floor, grabs her staff and stands up and stretches. Looks down. Which way?
I just
South,
point.
east.
Would she?
Southwest.
Would this is
Like
out of
north-
character? Would
northwest.
she not know
Northeast.
where
Northeast.
Viola
No,
was?
because
or
Treant's nomadic.
Southwest, about half a day's ride now.
Alright.
So, what, 20 miles?
Keep going to the flowers by you.
Purple, yeah, violets are out of season.
Half a day's ride on horse, yeah?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Some 12 miles.
She'll get there in like half a second.
Yeah, she'll just tree stride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Through my
Yeah. She
Can treants
there
be
you are.
used for tree
no,
striking?
they're not trees.
Well, I don't know.
No,
Well,
'cause
they're not
No,
trees.
they're not trees.
Because they're a creature. The tree is an object.
So if you awakened a tree,
it becomes a creature.
So,
Very unawakened.
I'm sentient.
so I will go and deal with this with a hallow spell. That is what you were looking for.
Yes.
Many things. Before you go, I have a question.
Yes.
What you put in the tea?
Various plants, honey.
See, I just have these leaves. Do you have any other what other ingredients would you recommend?
Off its tray.
What are you offering me for my plants?
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
I do have one final.
Next time, don't give
What
us
is the
druids.
name of your circle?
Well, we don't use a name. We have no need for one.
Okay.
Potentially silly question, but do people drink alcohol? Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I'll pull out the keg of moonshine I've had for fucking ages.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good faith payment.
A keg.
where did you get
Not
moonshine
been-
I've
from?
made that ages
Yeah.
ago, and I
Not-
just had
not
it.
It's
like-
not a keg, it's a keg.
Yeah, no, it's a
small
keg, it's like
a
that.
powder keg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
the
not-
ones you
I'm not
get from like Sainsbury's
Can't
and
run a
stuff.
30 rupee
Yeah.
barrel, am I?
Yeah.
His
You-
horse
you've
would
got
die
some Berners
a long
cake.
time ago.
You've
Yeah.
got the party-sized kegs.
Yeah, it's only a couple litres.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun-sized cake.
Yeah.
All kegs are fun sized.
So all I'm picturing is character now walking around like some Bernard collar with just the keg sitting there. So when he goes, okay.
No,
Um,
just two.
So she whistles.
Also out of his beard. Okay.
And out of the trees comes an eagle.
Shit.
Of course.
She talks to the eagle briefly, or you think she talks to the eagle. It's hard to tell.
There's squawking.
Yeah. Then the eagle flies off, and then she nods at you, and you watch her form turn into an eagle, and she just zips straight out.
Huh. Okay. That's not
Okay,
what I was expecting.
That's legitimately amazing.
I thought she was going to walk into a tree.
Counter druid.
Ah.
Was that shapeshifter or polymorph? Could I tell? Or?
These.
She didn't
Sorry.
cast a spell.
It's wild.
Okay, yeah.
She just went as human, as eagle, bad bitches.
Are we off then? Did she actually say that?
Now we
No.
can go, yes.
No,
Let's go.
She didn't say that, no.
Should we return to Viola on the way back from the mansion, or should we go there now?
Later.
We're passing through there on the return
What time of the day is it?
eventually.
Unless we're heading straight north to look for signs of islands.
Sort of mid-afternoon.
It's only mid-afternoon now.
Yeah.
So we could make a part of our journey back and then just tomorrow finish it and come back and start again.
Are we really in a hurry to get to
We have time. We have time.
It's
They'll
his son's
cross paths.
birthday.
But we have time.
We could always push it through the night if we had to.
Yeah, I mean, we still arrive in plenty of time.
I was unsure of how pressing time was.
We have a day's
You say we
grace.
have time,
I'm
then
not
we have time.
completely
Let's go.
hard.
You have like a 12-hour leeway in
Yeah.
which to arrive.
Which is surprising. It's about
Which-
half a day.
Which is about half a day, which we've already just done.
Yeah, but you were going in the right direction.
Okay.
So we're now.
It's slightly off course, but
So we're going to be
Yeah.
about.
it
6
loses you
hours
about
off?
maybe like an hour or so just to go off course to the forest.
So we can go back and then, as long as I don't hit anything else on the way.
Well, let's hope we don't hit anything else then.
Don't see the point.
Huh? Why are we going back?
Because
That's
he's got a
the point.
child.
Well, now we go back when we travel back to Jofriem.
Because they're going to cross paths.
Only if we go
Okay.
straight back.
Exactly.
As
We'll
Shamshir said, we may go
straight
almost
north.
straight north.
Have a look for the islands we've been sent to investigate for.
It may be some time before we come back.
Does anyone know what this thing does anyway?
He
Well,
didn't
I'd quite
specify.
like to see
He just said
the
he'd
job
give you
done
a
personally,
chart.
but if you think it's not worth it, and it's in safe hands with Druid.
So we
No,
can
we
either
can-
wait to see if Viola gives it to the droid to bring to us, or we can go back and see Viola.
No.
That's
No.
not happening.
I don't think we're waiting. We're either going back or we're going forwards. I'm not fussed either way. I
So
say
we
we
want
press
it
on.
then.
Okay, let's press on then.
Yeah, the druid was reluctant enough to do this without the
Yeah, I
gonna
can't
play
see her doing any
courier.
Hmm.
If we end up going back, she's going to think, well, why the fuck did we come back?
No, she won't be there.
Yeah.
She'll come back to the forest.
Just no point.
Hmm. Alright.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. We'll walk out the forest.
To walk out the forest. As you guys have turned to leave, to like go back to your horses, the same dryad just pops straight back out the trees again
Natch.
and just stands there watching you.
Well,
There's a sort of half smile on her face.
let's just wave to it.
Not gonna get used to that. That's strange.
Is there anything like dodgy going on with this circle?
I
Like,
want
d-
to
is there any, like, it seemed like dodgy, anything like? Am I getting a dodgy vibe? Can I roll a dodgy check?
Dodgy!
Can you roll a dodgy check?
Yeah. Go on then. Roll a
Sure.
dodgy check.
Make an insight check on the trees.
It's not everything. Like I don't know. Cool.
That was nearly a 20.
No wait. Yeah, 3.
Yes,
2 plus
everything
1,
is
that's 3,
dodgy.
buddy.
Fucking,
I thought I saw one there, and I thought I had one there. But I didn't.
yeah, I mean everything's fucking dodgy, man. There's no there's no like proper buildings. There's no money. There's no axes. Like what the fuck's going on with this place?
I thought he was there's no
Forest
there's no-
is
there's
all
no-
bad.
I thought he that was good. There's no forge. Why is there no forge?
Yeah, no
No
forge,
metal
like-
anywhere.
Yeah.
No
There's,
fire.
there's not even a fighting pit. I
No,
mean,
no
what
fighting
are they
pit.
doing?
I really
When
want
they
to know what
need
he's
to,
writing.
how do they stab? Come on.
Everyone's filling out
Makes no
there
sense.
on their free will and everything.
How low?
They're a nice family.
What did he write?
They suck.
They suck.
I kind of agree.
Do not go talk with druids. They suck.
That's his mental note, I'm guessing.
This is all my mental.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking, yeah, this is
all
all
his
our
all his
mental
notes
notes.
are written in the voice of Thorndyke. It's good
Like,
fun.
you know,
Reading
end of
it.
last session, after knocking her out again, Elderan saw a tree. Start of this session, the tree lives.
Accurate.
Anyway.
Oh, you know what? I really want you to forget about this and in like 10 years find that journal
And be like,
and just read through it, see what the...
It's just like, once the campaign's done, publish it.
Okay. Yeah, so Dryad watches you. Do you guys go out the same way you came in?
Yes.
I'm going to
yeah,
ask
I
the
shoot
Dryad
you.
if she can direct us to the furthest northeast portion, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
now
that'd be
you
good.
want to go northwest.
Yeah.
Oh, northwest then.
Yeah.
She points you back in the direction you came.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we go the same route then.
Yeah.
Getting lost.
it's a come in that you came in that way, you can leave that way. Sort of deal.
I asked the drive what the druid puts in the tea.
Stuff, herbs, honey.
Do you have any honey?
I don't have honey.
Who does have honey?
There's
Just
honey
point to a
around. The
bee
bees
hive.
have
Bears.
honey.
Bees. Okay.
That's a separate
Don't
campaign called
persuade
Honey.
bees. Okay. I get on my horse. Okay.
2 people are already fed up with this.
We're leaving down.
That's cool. So you guys make your way out of the forest.
That sounds drank tea, damn it. Take it a minute.
Tea.
He didn't like it.
making a stand with the horses.
Like that tea.
We don't have any coconuts now.
Huh?
We don't have coconuts.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking to get some coconuts. Your tea shit.
So yes,
Falling out written all over it.
Fine.
you ride out the forest and begin making your way northwest.
Steep off.
Anyone
Yay.
want to?
Huh?
Where?
I said yay.
Oh, okay.
We're northwest.
Yep, you are heading northwest.
What were you about to say?
Or
then?
well, it's like northwest, north of northwest, but you know, northwest.
Northwest, west.
Mostly north because we're still not past the cleft.
We're travelling.
Yes, you're travelling.
North.
Okay.
On the road.
We've ignored
How long?
the Treant's charm
For now.
For now.
for now.
Yes.
He would jump.
You can go back and pick it up. You know, maybe he'll find you.
Maybe.
You don't know.
Become pen pals.
Cool. The
Every
next
tree on the way there.
the next couple of days pass peacefully with
Oh,
no incident.
long rest.
Long rest.
Yeah.
It's very important.
That was a random question, Liam.
Yep.
It's not random, actually.
Good.
D&D.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do I know how long it takes between each full moon?
30 days.
Okay.
It's a 30-day cycle.
Ooh, it's always like they will line
That's
up.
it. Yeah, it's per month then.
Yes.
Once a month.
Yeah. Roughly. It does through the year. Through the years, it does sort of end up shifting to earlier points in the month because of the 5 odd days, like the solstice and the New Year's Day and the other one,
Equinox.
equinox. That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. Spring, summer,
Yeah.
autumn.
Winter. Yeah. So it will shift through the month, but yeah, 30 days.
Okay. How many since the last one?
It's been 11 days.
So it'll be 20 by the time we get there. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't go killing anyone in my city.
Try not to.
There are woods nearby.
It will be the same date in with passes as it is in Praetor, because there is no day in between the 2 months. They're both 30-day months, so it will be the 19th and 20th. Okay, so yeah, so the next couple of days pass without incident.
As we're travelling, I'm not going to particularly stop or look out, but can I look out and see if I can see any herbs to create healing potions with as we're travelling?
Stupid alchemy. Or alchemist kit, whatever it is.
Herbalist.
Herbalist, that's the one.
Yes. Because if we're travelling anyway, I might as well look out for it.
I never understand what the big difference is between herbalist and alchemist.
Could you imagine if the druid
One's
flipped
chemicals
out?
and one's for like
Because alchemy is
making.
clearly for potions, but
Yeah, but
herbalist
Alchemy's
is for what?
more,
It's
like the tea
scientific,
stuff
it's
and-
chemistry rather than
Yeah.
biochemistry.
yeah.
One's magic and one's physical. Although healing potions are iffy.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything a herbalist makes us green.
Healing potions are red.
Okay. So what you do know, Aegis, is the key ingredient for healing potions is ethanol, which is a mushroom. So out on grasslands and things like that,
Might be some.
you're not.
Unlikely.
Mushrooms are usually found in dank areas.
Yeah.
Don't
Would
not
not
think
think
of
it.
We might pass.
Regularly
Yeah.
found in dank areas, yes.
So we might pass caves or swampy bits.
You specifically said you're not stopping.
I know, it's more if I see it as I'm riding past. It might be we ride past something like that. It's unlikely,
So Liam
but
goes, no.
yeah.
Make a perception check.
22.
Although, how fast are you guys riding?
Well, we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
Normal
Normal
pace,
pace,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool,
We
that's
don't
fine.
need to tie them out.
Okay, 22. You're riding over grasslands.
Yeah, it's very unlikely I get that.
Yeah, so you don't see any.
It might not all be grass. You might pass through some trees. Unless there's a massive, the entire area is just grasslands. But
You haven't
There's-
found it.
yeah, I haven't found it. It's fine.
You'd have had better luck if you had said in the forest that we kind of just spent however long going through.
About half an hour.
You still went through it.
as you're on horseback, for the most part, you will ride around forest rather than go through them.
Yeah.
There are no roads,
Yeah.
so it is quicker to go around forest than it is to try and go through them.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, there are it's not like completely flat plains. You are passing over hill areas and whatnot, but yeah, for the most part, on horseback, you're probably just going to be going through grasslands.
All right.
The undulating terrain.
Yes. So, it is the 30th of Praetor, God's Day. You've been riding for most of the day, and it's coming up towards, sort of mid-late afternoon, maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock, that sort of time.
Which is actually important. What time specifically?
4th team break.
Because I get my mage armor lasts 8 hours, and I use it when we set off each day.
Cool.
And we set off about 9 to 10, which would drop it off about 4 to 5.
Okay, so your mage
Ish.
armor is off.
No, sorry, 5 to 6.
That's right, yeah, so it doesn't matter.
I've
it's
got an
fine.
hour, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
That's what I was checking. Is like, did we actually run out? Or
You're cool.
I'm assuming that's when we leave about 9, yeah? 9, 10.
Sure.
Yeah, 9, 10, something like that. It's about 6 degrees. There's a fresh breeze, small trees sway. It is raining quite heavily and unpleasantly.
You
Rain is not hitting
just
us.
keep like breaking it down more and more. It's like, oh yeah, it's kind of cold. It's a bit windy. It's
Pissing it down.
The
You're
rain- the
drowning in your own skin.
The rain is not hitting us.
Yeah.
That's fine.
What?
Sorry,
Sorry.
you're in the rain.
drowning in your own
This
skin.
is a hydromancer. He does things.
Yeah.
A storm sorcerer.
That.
Grey clouds and it's highly overcast.
Surprising with rain.
Yeah, weird that.
Shocking.
Yeah.
It's raining. There are no clouds.
Yes.
That's not
That's weird
great.
magic.
There are also no violets sprouting in the area
Oh,
around you.
thank God.
It's always an improvement.
Yep.
I guess this is the first time it's rained since.
No,
It probably isn't. Let me just double check.
It's a very stormy place.
Well,
No, never mind. This is the first time it's rained since.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
this is our confirmation of whether the
They
druid
did
did
the
the
thing.
right thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So no sun and violet sprouting.
That's always helpful.
Yeah, that
Um,
druid wasn't a dick.
Totally.
You see, slightly sort of ahead of you. You've gone northwest, so you're heading further towards west now. You can see sort of in your path the remnants of some sort of old ruined settlement. You can see from where you are, you can see a couple of houses, or what were once houses. It's mostly just
Walls.
destroyed walls. Yeah, now no roofs. And sort of around the remnants of the buildings, the skeletons. You can't see very far because of the rain. You can't see far into it. But there's also a lot of like fog, sort of just spilling over the area.
Natural fog?
Unlikely. There's meant to be quite a wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks natural, but it's not. It's rolling around in the wind, but it's not spreading
Not
out from the
moving
town.
with the
Yeah.
wind.
It's also raining, and rain will be a pretty good way of removing fog.
I ride my horse up alongside yours and say, is this, we're getting close. Do the ruins seem familiar?
Not really. But then again, you're not on a road. You're sort
Yeah.
of guessing.
Can't say I recall riding past them before, if I'm honest with you. Something concerns me about that fog, though.
The ruins. What's the architecture? Is it dwarven? Is it elvish?
I was
is it
about to
human,
ask the
is
same
it-
question.
Make on this. Let's make investigation checks.
Is it to do with stonework?
Uh,
Stone's coming.
yeah, I know. Yeah. But it's
Yeah,
that's,
it's
on,
a
that's on
history
history checks.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
Okay then. 11.
11,
12.
12.
Ooh, worse than any of them.
Okay. It looks like it's probably human. There's elvish elements to it.
Not too
But that's not uncommon. Yeah, that's
Mm.
normal. That's a normal standard for human settlements on this continent. Less so since the war has ended, but definitely pre-war, a lot of the human settlements were elvish inspired.
Okay.
Does it look like these ruins have actually been here for a long time?
Yeah,
Like recent?
they're old. Yeah.
Before,
Oh,
like
yeah.
way before the war.
Hard to tell from this distance.
Okay.
But
How
you
far
guys,
out actually are we?
you guys are like maybe like 100, 150 or so feet away.
Oh, so we're not
Um,
going through the ruins, we're going around
Oh no,
them.
we're going next to them. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you they're in your path, you can opt to go around them.
Probably investigate.
Sort of
I
like
kind of want to go through and have a look.
Probably stop to have a look, see what's there.
Okay.
Maybe we should be on our guard.
Um,
I'm worried about the fog, but at the same time, they interest me.
This weather is miserable enough.
While we're going
like,
towards
rising
it,
up
can I
this
redirect all the
anytime.
winds so they're actually pushing ahead of us?
Hey, just the only thing you do with the rain.
Hmm.
If you walk into fog, will it push the fog away?
Don't think so. It specifically is
Specifically says rain.
rain and wind.
The
I
guidebook
can
says
redirect rain
rain.
and wind, and I'm redirecting the wind currently to try and blow the fog more
I
specifically
mean,
out.
the
of our
fog
road.
is just a very low cloud. In theory, that'll work.
Yeah.
But it's probably
Let's go
some
find
magic
out.
fuck you fog that won't do that.
Yeah.
Almost.
I'm a magical fog. Fuck you.
You know, Aegis, I've just had a thought. With that new cloak and the spell you can cast, could you do it on horseback and take the horse with you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Ooh,
No, I'm not sure it's the same size
It has
as
to be
yours.
the same size.
Yeah, it has to be the same size or smaller.
smaller.
Horses are large.
I think it's just same size, isn't it?
No, you can take
It's smaller. You can take smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost
Okay.
always your size or smaller.
Otherwise you're gonna
Yeah,
take
one
half
willing
of them, so
creature
if
of your size or smaller who is carrying gear up to its own carry capacity.
No, so you
It
can't
must be
take
within
people
five
in
feet.
cover.
You can't take someone who's encumbered.
Interesting.
You could put the cloak on the horse, and the horse could dimension door you over there.
You can put it on my horse, and my horse could do it because I can tell it to, because I can communicate with it.
There you go.
That's fair.
Wow.
A dimensional charger.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So you guys are
Great
riding
idea.
closer, yeah?
It's very
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Are the ghosts attacking us yet?
Yep.
I mean, what?
Not a ghost.
Did you say we could see skeletons
The
outside?
weird goblins
No,
that now
it's
live in
just
this.
okay.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
that's what you said.
No, you skeletons of
Right,
buildings.
buildings.
Yeah, sorry,
Cool.
yeah. The skeletal
yeah,
remains
I
of the
didn't
buildings.
check
Yeah. But as you get closer, you're starting to see more of them. There are more shapes sort of forming in the fog, and you see sort of through the fog. You occasionally see like a figure sort of moving through it.
Does anyone
Like,
else
What
see
kind of thing?
Like humanoid, bipedal. You sort of see them, like you see a shape and then it just sort of vanishes.
I'm going to pull
Is
up
it-
my horse and stop. You saw
Am I
that.
hallucinating?
You saw that?
No, you're
Okay.
not hallucinating. It's been 3 days since
Yeah,
then.
I mean, how long ago did we drink that tea?
It's been three days.
That's a very slow
That's
act.
a very delayed.
I mean, it was very thick. I mean,
The tea
That's
had
an
no
Take a while to go
Right.
through and
Yeah.
digest.
The tea had no effect.
Do
on
not
you.
blame T for this shit.
Shall I release the rain?
Release the rain!
I release you, Rain, of your.
It's
Cloud.
more,
You're
it's
doing
more
a
it obscures
Dumbledore.
us slightly.
Very well, I should release Wayne.
It's because it'll obscure us in case something's thinking of attacking, so we're
I
not
would-
quite so easily hit.
I would rather not get wet. It's miserable enough already.
I mean, your wind, your wind
Are you in the
thing.
water?
No.
Oh, you didn't want to see the dodge this time. Yeah, I'll keep it up then, so we've still got the
Only
bubble.
because that time here we didn't want to be listening to a spoon story.
I'll stay here and look after the horses.
It's the only reason why we rode ahead, because we're like, fuck this shit.
Are we getting off the horses then?
You'll be dragging
No.
them through ruins, which would make it a pain in the arse.
If something attacks us, we're
Um,
on horseback and we can run.
by ruins, is it like scattered bricks all over the pavement, or is it just
Is there pavement?
Yeah, is there pavement for one? Is it cobblestone or whatever?
You can't see the ground through the fog.
Oh,
Bloody hell,
that's
that's
thick.
That's a lot thicker than I was expecting.
How far outside of the?
Just across the ground though. Like,
How far out are we now?
Oh, I see.
how close did you guys want to get?
Up to the first buildings.
I mean, how close do we have to get before we can
Okay.
distinctly see the figure
Okay.
moving through the fog? 'Cause,
Well, it's not when you see like a couple of figures just sort of
Alright.
every now and again, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you first see them, you're maybe 30 or so feet away from the closest building.
Cool.
What's the sound of the horses' hooves making as they move?
That's cool.
Clippy cloppy or thunky thunky.
So you're travelling into the fog with them.
Are we not already in the fog?
No, no.
All right. Before we do that, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we were
You're
travelling
about
through the edge of the fog,
30.
really.
Just see, when you start seeing the humanoid figures, you're about 30 feet away from the closest building. You're still walking on mud.
Divine sense.
Has the
take
window?
good and evil. The end of until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiends undead within 60 foot, not behind total cover. I'm more worried about the Hallow
Okay. Okay, so because you're aware of the total cover thing, anything you're currently unable to see, unless it's hidden, in which case it's behind total cover anyway, you're not going to detect with your divine sense.
Fog.
Yeah, I was. Well, is the wording on here the same as it is in the book?
Yes, if it's behind total cover.
Yeah,
aka
no,
if-
I'm more. I was thinking about the Hallow part.
Oh, you were thinking about the hallowed part.
Because
Right.
doesn't the one in the book say hallowed or desecrated?
Yes, well,
Yes.
if it's under the effect of something like the hallow spell. I
Yeah,
think is
the
what-
wording is slightly dissimilar here. That's
Yeah.
why I wanted to. Yeah,
Right, you're
that's
looking for
what
that
I'm
part.
after.
Cool.
I'm not after the people. I'm after the area.
Cool. Yeah, presence of a place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated,
Yeah.
as with the hallow spell. Okay. There is no consecration or desecration.
Well, it's not been cursed or cleansed.
Has the window redirected done anything to the fog?
You can do that. How far? Is
200 feet.
It's a 100-foot radius.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I think so. But
Yeah.
I've redirected all the wind towards that area, so
That's
it's
cool.
bending slightly.
The fog is sort of moving, but it is not dissipating.
Okay.
I'm a dismount.
Cool.
Are you going in?
Well, I assume that's why we're in.
Yeah, I'm going to dismount as well. Don't want to lose any more horses.
Yeah, that's pretty much my reason. I'm gonna walk into the fog. I
Okay.
start collecting reins.
Stop for a second.
Yeah, I passed you the reins.
I do actually ask, does anyone want me to throw a creature out before we go in there?
Not unless we need to. That is limited, right?
3 times.
I mean, it would also be kind
Ever?
of alarming if we
Per
threw a
day.
bear into this village and there were just normal people walking around in the fog.
Yes. I mean,
Not for now.
Okay.
if we need to escape, that's certainly a way of doing it.
But we should stay close to each other so we don't get lost in all this
Yes.
fog.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I walk in.
You're walking into the fog. Derek is staying with the horses.
I'm walking in,
You're walking in.
trying.
I am actually going to give
Stuff.
Derek the bag of creatures, because it
Bag
is
of
not
what?
attunement. You can just pick out and throw something out.
Is it literally I can't see my hand in front of
You
my
have
face
time
if
to
I
help
wa-
you
if
fight
I,
if
like
you need to.
before I walk in? Would it be like I can't see with my hand in front
Do you
of
want?
my face?
I'm going to
No,
ask.
it's,
Do you want
it's,
to hold
it's
on to
only
this so
at
you
the
can-
floor, the first like
Might need it.
foot
I'll
or
keep
so,
it.
but
Yeah.
it's so dense
I
you
would
can't
ask.
see.
It's like
through it.
it's like walking
Dry ice is what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, across
what I
the
was
floor.
thinking.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't have to walk along like this to be able
No,
to.
no.
Okay.
You can see sort of like
You can walk off and I
maybe
can still
50
see you.
Yeah, cool.
You can see maybe like 15, 20 feet in front of you, depending on how the fog is rolling at that particular point in time.
Okay, that's
When we
fine.
get to the actual main fog, I'm actually going to go down and just sort of try and brush it out of the way. See if I can see the fog.
Doesn't move.
Nothing?
No.
Right.
Right.
What if I had to put a dancing light down there?
You light up very thick fog.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's just.
Yeah, I'll let the dancing lights dissipate. Does anyone actually want dancing lights? Because
They don't. It's not going to make much.
Yeah, just leave him with Derek so he can rave to his flute music.
You can actually turn all four into a humanoid figure. Like,
Yeah, and have it dance.
Cool.
I thought that was.
So, who's gone in?
Yeah.
So far, yeah. And then after the
Yeah,
first
well-
like 2 or 3 have gone in, I'll go in, making sure there's like a 10-15 gap
Mm.
between us, so I
Cool.
can
Yep.
still
Are we
see them.
stealthing?
No, it's
I
just a
wasn't
village.
planning on it, but
Yeah.
Cool.
you
So you
can.
guys make your way
And
in.
if you're
Um,
muffling it, don't we? Doesn't help, does it?
Thorndrake, as you step
Actually, I
across, you're the first step across, shortly behind you. Sound becomes very muted, like almost immediately.
As in, I can still hear slightly.
You can hear slight, yeah.
Okay.
It's like out when you were outside, you could hear the rain falling. You could hear the sound of the wind. You know,
So it's sort of like you've gone inside a
Yeah.
conservatory.
Am I
Yeah,
am I
that's
am
all.
I deafened?
you're not deafened.
Okay.
No. It's just sound has just like
Okay.
it's like you step up to that first building and the volume is just put down to 1 sort of
Okay,
thing.
cool.
Which is very strange. And then you start hearing just through various fog, you hear whispers. Don't mean anything.
From all directions or a
Yeah,
specific direction?
All around you, not all like all around constantly. You sort of occasionally you hear one sort of coming slightly off in front of you, and then there's one coming from behind you, and there's it sounds like something's whispering to you from like the height of a small child in front of you. Just sort of just dotted. No words that you can hear, just this.
Hello?
Yeah, that's fine. There's no response.
I hear that.
You hear the same thing, yeah. And as everyone
hear
sort
it.
of steps in, and I guess you two sort of stop at the entrance a little, stop
Yeah, I
when
was
you
like,
fog a bit like what?
That's disconcerting.
So it's not a language any of us understand. It's just
It's
just background.
It's not language.
It's almost
noise.
white noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready with my axe, but I'm just gonna
Cool. Keep on going.
Keep moving.
What does the floor feel like?
Mud.
Lava.
Good.
that would be a shocking
48
surprise.
damage.
It would be shocking.
No, it'd be
Yeah. I just watched Ivan just facepalm.
What a burning surprise! That doesn't make any sense.
It'd be a
It's like-
fiery surprise.
There you go.
Flaming surprise?
Burning hard.
So you make your way forwards.
It's the caveman
you-
fights lava, right?
Spot as you stepped in, the random figures that were appearing. You haven't seen any.
Okay.
Walking forward, you see a shape sort of form out of the fog itself. Like the fog takes on a humanoid shape.
Okay. Does anyone else see this?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right,
Everyone.
okay, it's not-
just, yeah. Yeah. It's, you're not tripping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fog billows into a humanoid shape, which holds as it sort of moves for a few steps before disappearing again. In a similar sort of pattern to what you saw the shapes doing from outside the fog.
Okay. Did it have like an expression?
No, it was just a
Just like a
it was
silhouette
just a
of it.
bipedal
Okay.
form.
Okay. If I
As
have it again,
it-
can I try and grab it?
Yeah, you reach out to grab it, and your hand just straight through it.
I don't know.
It's fog, dude.
I don't know. I mean,
He's trying to grab the fog.
As you reach your hand forward, and then the frog creature disappears. The sound of the whispering sort of, for a moment, intensifies. It gets louder. Still no words. It's still just meaningless noise. But for a couple of seconds, it's just louder before it quietens.
Is there any perceivable change to the rest of us?
You guys, as you guys walk, yeah, the
No, dude. Like when he touches it, is there any volume change to us?
Yeah. Everyone inside the fog, you hear the same. You're all
The same.
hearing the same
I'm
sound.
just checking whether it went up for him and not for us, or
Oh,
went
right,
down
yeah,
for
yeah,
us while
okay.
it went up for you, seeing
Yeah.
if there's any sort of correlation.
All the sounds are moving at the same time.
Cool.
Then, as you're moving through, you hear a new sound. You hear from somewhere maybe in front of you. This.
oh, good. I love that sound.
Oh, hello, Granny.
Not.
We're going to stop there for a break.
Okay then.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. It will be with you momentarily.